I've mentioned in a couple of my videos before that I'm a big fan of Pokemon. And when I say big, I mean huge. I played the games growing up and still do. I had a bunch of the trading cards. I only watched a few of the episodes here and there of the show. I even signed up for a Pokemon club during one of those scholastic book fairs at my elementary school. Does anyone else remember those? Heck, even my last birthday party was Pokemon themed and I'm in my 20s. My point is, I do love Pokemon, and today I'm focusing exclusively on Eevee and the Eeveelutions. I've created some outfits inspired by most of the forms, and I hope you like them because I had a lot of fun creating them. Let's get into it. So I only thought it right that we start off with Eevee. I know Eevee isn't technically an Eeveelution, but I mean she's the base Pokemon from which all the others evolve, and without her, there would be no Eeveelutions. So here we go. Eevee is all brown with a light cream colored tuft of fur around her neck and a light cream tip of her tail. And as such, I've gone with an all brown neutrals outfit. I have on some tan corduroy pants to match Eevee's brown fur, as well as some tan booties. And I'm wearing a lighter tan sweater to match the cream colored furry collar she has around her neck. I've always been intrigued by Eevee as a Pokemon with the ability to evolve into so many options. Playing Eevee was kind of boring to me as a kid, and I always had such a hard time choosing which form to evolve it into, especially since when I played in the earlier generations, you only got one Eevee, and so you had to choose wisely what you wanted to evolve it into because that's all you would get. Even now, it's still hard for me to decide on just one if I only had one Eevee to evolve. And since I'm so undecisive, I think it would just have to depend on the generation. Okay, moving chronologically through the generations, we have one of the first iterations of Eeveelutions introduced in Gen 1, Flareon the Fire type. In the Poke Short I watched, Flareon's room was kind of like a bare stone kiln, and she had a very shy personality, which is a funny contrast to her literal fiery disposition as, well, a fire type. To match Flareon's coloring, I have on a bright scarlet dress, and tied around my shoulders is a cream-colored sweater to coordinate with her yellowish cream furry collar. I threw on some sneakers because those are the most neutral shoes I have to pair with this outfit. I have some red booties that I considered, but I thought that would end up clashing with the more scarlet hue of the dress, so I just decided to let the dress stand on its own. I had kind of a hard time trying to figure out how to tie the sleeves of the sweater around my shoulders, and I ended up going with kind of like a tie, like tying it like a tie and then tucking the end of the wrapped side into the tie knot. This was really the only clean way of tying the sleeves without having this huge bulky knot on my chest. Next of the Generation 1 Eeveelutions, Vaporeon the Water type. Now blue isn't necessarily my favorite color, but I love the blue coloring of Vaporeon and Glaceon, but we'll get to Glaceon later. I love Vaporeon's mix of blues with the little white accents, which I've tried to replicate as much as possible with this outfit. I have on a light blue Oxford shirt tied into a knot for something more interesting than just tucking it into my skirt, which on camera maybe passes as black, but I promise it's navy blue. And to match the white fin around Vaporeon's neck, I have my white booties on my feet. Of the three Gen 1 Eeveelutions, I will say that Flareon and Vaporeon are probably my favorite, and it perhaps coincides with the fact that I don't have any yellow clothes besides one shirt to create a whole outfit for Jolteon anyways. Okay, to nerd out for a bit, if I had to choose between Flareon and Vaporeon, I think I would choose Vaporeon. I just love water types, and Vaporeon is such a good mixture of cute and cool, and she can literally like melt into water, which is amazing. Alright, so now we're moving on to arguably my favorite Eeveelution of them all, Umbreon. The Eeveelutions introduced in Gen 2, Umbreon and Espeon, are hands down my favorites. I think their typing and evolution methods are so unique, and their designs are both just cool and chic and elegant. For Umbreon, I went all black, obviously. I had a hard time choosing between what vibe I wanted for her. Like, did I want cool and grunge or cool and chic? Can you guess which one I picked? Including the black leather jacket was never a doubt in my mind, and I went more grunge to fit with the darker vibes. I have on a black graphic t-shirt and black jeans with black boots to round off the outfit. I also had my hair straight and slicked back because, I don't know, I felt like it kind of just went with the cool punk vibes, but now that I think about it, it kind of just gives me Elle from Stranger Things Season 2. I don't know where my love for Umbreon and Espeon come from. I grew up playing almost exclusively Gen 3's Hoenn region, in which you can't evolve Eevee into either of these forms, but I think just watching and looking at them, I still fell in love and wished I could have one. Anyway, I wish I could have done something for Espeon, but unfortunately I have literally 0 purple articles of clothing. And so we move on. The next set of new Eeveelutions skipped a generation to Gen 4, and here we have an outfit for Leafeon. I'm wearing this light green wrap dress with a fine printed leaf pattern, which is actually very fitting for this grass type. I put on my brown booties from my Eevee outfit to match Leafeon's brown paws, and I have a floral print headband to match the nature vibes. Now, to be honest, I'm really unfamiliar with Gen 4 and Gen 5 for that matter, so I don't know much about the two Eeveelutions introduced here. I kind of skipped from Gen 3 to Gen 6, and I'll admit, I remember when the designs for Gen 4's Eeveelutions were released, I was kind of disappointed in the typing and the direction of the art design. I thought they were kind of basic. Don't come for me. But with time, they did grow on me, and I have since come to appreciate them for what they are. Oh, and lastly, I have a small green stone necklace to tie everything together. I especially appreciate Glaceon, the ice type, probably my favorite of the two Gen 4 releases. Glaceon, like Vaporeon, has a blue color scheme because, well, ice is just frozen water. But Glaceon's color palette is a bit darker with more teal than true blue. So with that being said, I swapped out a couple of pieces from my Vaporeon outfit, opting for a teal blue sweater instead and some dark blue wedges. I kept on my navy blue skirt to mix shades of blue like Glaceon's coloring. Now, I've had this video idea in my head for a long time, but I think honestly, this teal sweater was the catalyst for this video idea, kind of putting 2 and 2 together that this sweater could be perfect for Glaceon. And I do admit, I love the crystal shaped details on Glaceon's body. It just fits the ice type so well. And finally, the most recent Eeveelution to be added in Gen 6, the fairy type Sylveon. When I first saw Sylveon's design, like those of Gen 4, I was a little surprised and put off, but like all the others, she grew on me, and I genuinely appreciate the artist's bold decision to not shy away from the overt femininity. To match that, I have on this pink, roughly frilly midi dress that I actually got for my Halloween costume this past year as Princess Peach. I specifically got a dress that I could rewear as not a costume. This dress already has ties, so I had to wrap them around and then tie them into a tiny flat little knot in the back so that I could wrap my actual belt over it. I have on some matching pink heels, and to coordinate with Sylveon's little pops of blue on her ribbon-like feelers, I wrapped around my cerulean blue obi belt. I also have on a dainty heart-shaped necklace because to evolve an Eevee into Sylveon, she needs to have 2 levels of affection or high friendship, which is highly relatable in my opinion. And that was the last outfit. I'm actually kind of proud of how these turned out, and I have another video in mind where I create more outfits on other Pokemon besides Eevee and her evolutions. Let me know which outfit was your favorite, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!